Honorable Anthony Akol. Firstly, what happened was very unfortunate. It never should have happened. Really. What we saw was unwarranted. It never should have happened that way, that the issue of a seat, because this parliament was really full to capacity, and you saw they mobilized everybody, because Mr. Museveni does not take chances when he's so interested in something. He even had to mobilize people like the Honorable Moses Ali, who hardly walks, he literally had to be supported, lifted into parliament and supported out, but he had to be present, so that when it's time for voting, they can help him to raise his hand up. That's how full parliament was. And so seats were scarce. And now a matter of a seat eventually results into a member punching another. That's uncalled for. It is wrong. It is unacceptable. We are engaging all of these members. I've spoken to the Honorable Zake. I've been trying to get a hold of the Honorable Anthony Akol. Eventually I will, so that we handle this matter. This was improper. This was wrong. It never should have happened as it did. Edward, why did we walk out? We were walked out. Because you see, when we sat in our opposition caucus meetings, those that the series of them we have had, we said we are not going to boycott this issue. In the past we have boycotted different matters, and it's okay. Boycott is a tool we have in our toolbox. You see, Parliament is a place for discourse, intellectual discourse. We sit, deliberate on different matters, pass laws, engage on policy formulation, etc., etc. That's what this space is for. Unfortunately, last week it descended into something else. We did see journalists being pushed out of the chambers of Parliament and detained in Conference Hall B, because we saw many of you speaking out as journalists, saying you could not even be allowed to leave the Conference Hall B, to even go back to your media houses or home or whatever the case might be. So effectively, you were under some kind of detention. Problematic. The time I've been here in Parliament, the time I covered Parliament as a journalist, I had never seen that. Because even during Tojukwatako, as they were roughing up MPs, journalists were not bothered at all. They were not disturbed, because they're there to do their job. This time it was different. So journalists were hounded out, detained, lights were switched off, another fast. Because again, during Tojukwatako, the lights remained on, and they did all that they had to do. But this time, because they had a criminal intent, that's why they sent journalists away, locked them up somewhere, switched off the lights, and then goons descended on Parliament. And by the way, network connectivity was also jammed. One could not make a call, and so on and so forth. Some of you later, as journalists, told us, we're trying to reach out to you to tell us what's happening, since we have been chased out, but you could not reach us because the network connectivity had been tampered with. All clearly showing the criminal intent from the word go. So we condemn that raid on Parliament. We saw female members of Parliament being roughed up by men. This is despicable. It is unacceptable. And we are demanding answers regarding what transpired. The Speaker sent Parliament on to a recess of sorts, adjourned it Sunday, but as soon as Parliament is recalled, we are going to demand for answers to establish what happened, why did it happen as it did. We did see later on the Speaker expunged some of the remarks that I made, asking questions about who raided Parliament, because as far as we were concerned, these were security operatives. Otherwise, who would access Parliament with all the deployment there was, right from the gate, and then to the parliamentary chambers? And the Speaker was saying the remarks I made were defamatory. And so she ordered that my remarks be expunged from the Hansard. When we return to Parliament, I will ask her, now that you're saying I was wrong to claim it was security operatives, You, Madam Speaker, tell us who raided Parliament, now that you know. If it wasn't security operatives, who? So the Speaker has got to give us an answer. Because we did see at the tail end, she was thanking Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Internal Affairs for handling the situation at Parliament. So she has an idea. She knows who raided Parliament, and she has got to give us answers regarding this issue. The other answers